right. Oof, there we go. So let me see. Perfect. Everything looks great. Ooh, wow, I noticed that we have a whole bunch of new subscribers. Hey, Amina, Assalamualaikum. Hey, Assalamualaikum. Thank you for coming to the room and seeing my class. See all that I'm doing, what we're up to. So let's see. Did it just pause on me? Let me check. Hi. Hey, let me see if it paused. I don't know why. My screen looks like it paused. Yep. Perfect. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it paused. Hate when that does that. All right. So here we are today. So glad you guys all came to the class today. Hey, YouTube. Oh, we got 11 people in the room. That's awesome. That's great, great, great. So this is our weekly live class. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Khadija. I specialize in henna, natural hair color, and Ayurvedic healthy hair care. Yes, I do, because even women that cover do love to care for their hair and beauty, and we all are women and men that care about how we look, and our appearances, and making ourselves feel good about ourselves, and just taking care of yourself and making time for yourself is so essential. So Henna Sook was founded on that, and I am the CEO of Henna Sook. I founded it back in Montreal in 2005, and I have over 20 years experience. I've been doing henna hair color for such a long time. And my goal is to, do these classes to give education, not just to everyday people like you and me, but also to colorists and stylists, to change the industry, because there is just so much, misinformation out there. And cosmetology schools don't teach about naturally caring for your hair. There are some, but they're very far and what do they say, far and in between, or in between, far, whatever it may be. They're few and I don't remember what the saying is. But yeah, I'm here to share that so that way people can become henna hair color certified henna hair colors, because I have a program that is officially launching in 2020. I'm so excited about. That's for henna, for learning to how to, become certified to learn about henna hair color. I'm so excited I can't even get the words out. Anyhow, yeah. All right, so I'm so glad that you guys are all here. A newbie, welcome Samantha, welcome, welcome. So glad that you're here today. Yes, we do. Tanisha, definitely head to our website, hennasook.com. We have pre-made henna, hair masks. We got everything that you need. What also makes Henna Sook unique for those who are new to, Henna Sook and what we're about? We are different than other henna brands. We give you more of the DIY tools and ingredients for you to create your hair color and your recipes according to your hair type and your needs. So, and through that, we just don't give you these things to just buy, but education, like doing the classes and resources, and we go above and beyond. Name me one henna company, even natural hair companies that do this. Like there are not many. So, but I love it. I seriously, I absolutely love doing that and being here, because you guys are so amazing, and you guys just, that vibe, is just amazing. So it really makes me happy and thankful that all of you have allowed me to be part of your journey and your, your hair care experience, to be able to live out my purpose. I'm very, really happy with that. And I just, sometimes I can't find the words, but let's just dive into the class, right? Because this is not about me, this is about you and your hair. We need to get this right. We need to figure out this color issue that sometimes people have with indigo. Because sometimes indigo can be a little fussy, and it can be hard to mix, because it just acts up. To be honest, it acts up. So I'm here to teach you, about how to get this indigo to work properly, how to cover any stubborn grays and resistant hair strands, just how to get it right, and easy. This is about it being easy, because there's a lot of misconceptions. Like one major one when it comes to henna, well, people will say, oh, it made my hair green. Well, henna actually alone will never make your hair green. Henna is not a plant that produces a green dye in any way. It is a red dye. It's always red. It's reddish, kind of coppery. It's burgundy. Can vary a little bit depending on where the henna grows. What country it comes from, little coppery like Moroccan henna and whatnot. So that can vary slightly. But when you have these henna colors and blends that are out on the shelf, they contain a lot of other ingredients. They sell these henna colors and it can be really confusing. Yeah, it definitely can. And that's another reason why we do these classes and I give you these, all this information so that way you all know that, and it's very transparent, it's transparency. But when you have a lot of other ingredients in a product, it changes things, like, because first of all, it is pre-made. It's about convenience and making money. It's convenient. You can pick it off the shelf and you're like, wow, this is color and I can just do it. Yeah, it sounds easy, but if you really want to get really good results, you have to be a little bit more in control of what you're adding to your recipe and how you mix it and manipulate it, because indigo is the culprit actually that can make your hair green. If it's not used with henna properly, if something is just not done right, it can leave like a greenish hue on your hair, and that kind of sucks. Unless you want green hair, there are some people out there that want green hair. So we, do whatever works for you, But the people in this room, I presume, are not here for green hair. So they're here for black tones, hence the title is about making your hair black. And sometimes getting black tones can be tricky too, because the hair is resistant. The grays are like screaming and the edges are just, there's just a whole situation. So I want to go over that with you today. Hey, Tamika from the IG, I almost said OG, I don't know why, but from the IG, hey. So glad, yes. Okay. Amina, we're not talking about body art today, but if you have a question, you can definitely post it in the comments, and I'll definitely talk to you about, the black natural way to make henna tattoos black. But we're gonna stay on topic today because the subject is about coloring your hair today. All right, yes, let me see. All right. Okay. All right, perfect, Samantha. Okay, we'll definitely get to that. So you can definitely, we'll definitely go over that. And because if you need to do a retouch up, I just don't want to forget your question. If any of you have not having success at first, remember that henna and indigo, they're plant-based dyes, or just, plants. So you may have to go back over and touch it up. As long as your hair, it's been at least, give your hair a break, like 4 to 5 days, and then you can go back on the areas with the same recipe that didn't really work out too well. Definitely do that. So let me explain first a few ways that indigo is actually used. So indigo cannot be used on its own. Why? Because indigo alone makes your hair green. All right, so we got that out the way. Okay, if you don't want green hair, you want more of those brown ranges of hair tones, and you want black tones, then indigo is for you. But indigo must be used with henna, which is here. Henna. It has to be used with henna in order to work, because the indigo needs the henna as a base to cling to. And that's another reason that we mentioned that henna glosses and henna masks and those other henna products and blends might not work as well with indigo, because if there is not enough henna in that first step, and that you need henna powder basically. If you have a whole bunch of other ingredients in your henna, it's gonna alter it, and the henna, the indigo part, won't cling to the hair strands because it doesn't have enough henna to cling to. It doesn't cling to shea butter, it doesn't cling to cocoa butter or any of those other ingredients that you may add. So you really have to be very basic when it comes to your henna hair color. Concentrate on the henna, concentrate on the indigo. So the first way to get colored with indigo would be called the one-step method, or process, one-step process. The one-step process is basically for those who want to achieve reddish brown tones, and dark brown, medium dark brown, chocolate brown tones. So that doing a one-step, it will help you achieve those particular hair color results. If you want black tones, you must do a two-step process. Henna first, and then follow up with indigo. There is a disclaimer in there. If you are getting more red in that two-step process, then you must add henna and indigo together in the first step, because you're going to be doing a brown recipe as your base rather than just henna alone, which can just peek through with the red tones too much. So doing a brown recipe, equal parts of henna and indigo, then you can do that coloring and then you follow up with indigo for black results. It also is a much better combination of steps and coloring, coloring steps, because you'll get better coverage as well, especially if you really don't want to see any reddish, tint pop, orangey tones, definitely that really helps a lot. And it's very important to note that you cannot mix the powders together, like the coloring powders. That's why I have no idea why blends work, because they have different times for dye release. Henna needs to sit on its own for 3 to 4 hours. And then once that's about ready, then you mix your indigo, and that sits for about 20-30 minutes and it's ready. So see the difference in timing? If you mix your indigo too early, it's not really going to work really well. So that's another thing. You have to just follow. Each of our products have like detailed instructions on the back. So the instructions are there. So make sure you please, if you are using our products for best results, follow our recipes, because there are brand ambassadors or influencers or just people using our products in general. Sometimes some of the information, they might be making a mistake and not realize it. So just make sure that you primarily look at our instructions, and then you can kind of take from it. And if you're confused, then that's when you can call us or email us and ask us questions. But the information that we have on our website are like the true proven ways that our products work. So we stand by our instructions. They have to be from our website. If you are unsure, you want to know beforehand, if you go to a products page, let's say you Red Rush, or you go to the Indigo page, it's where you would add it to the cart. You basically can click on an instruction tab for all the written instructions, and then you can click on the tab for videos. We have videos attached to most of our products, and especially hair color. We have videos attached that you can look at, so that you can watch and see, how it's mixed and stuff. We give you all that information. Yeah, so basically, let me just see if there's any very, very important questions. Okay. Oh, so Monique Kearney, then you may have to do a root touch-up, and definitely do, some more like indigo in it. And the grays sometimes that can happen. So just do the root touch-up. Once you get your color really well established, it does build and your hair gets used to the color treatment, so you won't always have this like orangey effect. Sometimes on the virgin new hairs it may, but you just have to keep your eye on them and then just touch them up as needed. And I wanted to let everyone know that you definitely, like when you apply any of the henna and indigo hair coloring, massage it in really well. Watch the edges especially so, because the edges sometimes like lift out of the paste, and you may not notice that these little short hairs are like trying to escape the muddy mess. They need to be laying down in a heavy saturation of paste. So mix enough for your hair. Make sure that you have a good layer of wet paste on those areas that are tough. Then wrap it, shower cap, wrap it up, press down the wrap that you use, the shower cap, and then you put a turban wrap or leave it as is, but make sure that it's staying nice and saturated. We definitely don't recommend that you let it air dry, and even if because it are exposed to air like that, only because that it dries out, and it's also very hard to wash dry paste out of your hair. Think about washing dishes. Is it easier to wash those pots right away, when it's nice and wet and moist, or is it easier to wash out a dry, crusty pot, right? The same thing on your hair. I know, what a comparison, right? The same thing on your hair. It's no one wants to wash out dry, crusty stuff out of their hair. Just keep everything moist, and that'll help a lot too. Hey. All right, so let's talk about mixing. Oh, I'm about to hit my light. There we go. The light that you guys can't, yeah, there's a light. I got my lights here. So this is the indigo powder. What you can definitely add to indigo that is okay is aloe vera powder, which is right here. Let me pick this little smaller bowl up. The indigo powder. That adds a lot of moisture to all your henna and Ayurvedic hair care recipes. Adds back moisture. It softens the hair strands. It's amazing to add to your recipe. Oh, I need this spoon actually. And then you will mix all of that really well together. See that? Mix it really well so it's well blended. And alternatively, some people do like adding salt to the recipe. This would be the point that you would add salt. If you are using a whole package of indigo or 100 grams, you're going to add 1 to 2 teaspoons of aloe vera powder, and then you can add alternatively. If your hair is resistant and hard to color, then you can add about a tablespoon of salt. And it could be table salt, sea salt, all those are okay. Some people say that it works really well. If you don't need it, you don't have to add it. But I really do recommend the aloe vera powder. It softens the hair strands, it adds back moisture, it makes the recipe a little bit easier to apply as well, because indigo is a little weird, you know, in that way. And then when you're adding liquid, make sure it's warm to hot distilled water. Works best. You can use tap water, not a problem. But warm to hot distilled water, never boiling and never cold, because that just makes everything unpredictable. And basically, yeah, just add it slowly. A lot of people do ask how much liquid to add. Each powder actually absorbs liquid differently, so it's really hard to say. So it's about consistency. So mix in your liquid slowly at a time. Mix it really well. Indigo tends to float a little bit, so I kind of slowly mix it, and it's going to get soaked up in a second here. But definitely add in that liquid and mix it really well. Make it thick. It's definitely really nice to mix it in thick together. Nice and thick. Yep. Thick recipe. Thicker is better to start and let it sit for dye release, and that goes for all your henna hair coloring recipes. Mix up your paste a little thick, because you can always add liquid later if you need the liquid. All right. See, nice and thick. Whip it and whip it real good. Dun, dun, dun. Whip, 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 whip. Yes, nice and thick. Kind of like, I don't know what to compare this to. Toothpaste. Yes, toothpaste. And then we let this sit at room temperature. Don't put it in the fridge. Don't put it in the microwave. Don't put it in your oven. Yes, people do that, guys. Honest truth. Just leave it at room temperature. Let it sit. You don't have to cover it. You can if you want to. That's fine, but you don't have to cover it. Just let it sit at room temperature 20 to 30 minutes. Not longer than that, really, honestly, because, again, it has a very fast dye release. It needs to be used once it's ready. And you are applying all color treatments in your hair for at least 3 to 4 hours. They must be kept in. And when the indigo is ready, remember, you're not stirring it the whole time it's sitting. Let it be. Leave it alone. You just let it sit like that. And then underneath it, look at that, guys. You can see the dye release. Can you see that lighter green area? I mean, that metallic-y, this is exactly what it needs to look like. And this consistency, I did add more liquid earlier on Instagram on this particular, batch of indigo. And this is a consistency you want it to be. This nice kind of, like now it's like full fat yogurt. It has a little bit of moisture, and it's like nice, and that's just the way that indigo is. It will definitely be like this, and then you would apply that for black tones. But remember, you have to do henna first before you do your indigo. And if this is a really big game changer for a lot of people. So the typical two-step process on our website, and actually we probably need to update that actually, because we can add in this other recipe, because we get this question a lot. So if you are not getting the same results with the henna first step and the indigo second step, then you need to make that henna darker, meaning you add equal parts of the henna. You mix it separately. Remember, you always have to mix it separately. And then you add the indigo. No, not add it, but you mix the indigo in its own bowl for 20-30 minutes once that's about ready. and then you combine them together like as a brown recipe. So you're creating actually a one-step kind of brown recipe, but you're basically making that henna darker to begin with, so you avoid that possibility of like reddish or orangey tones coming through, right? So you do that one step with a brown recipe rather than just henna alone. Then you follow up with your indigo once you've washed that all out for black tones, and that works a whole lot better. That works really well. I actually posted our last video that we just posted up, shows you exactly that. I don't know if you saw it, but if you want to see us combining henna and indigo together, making it more of a brown recipe, so that way you can get a brown tone base rather than just using henna alone, then you follow up with indigo. That video shows you that actually mixing part of that, the next step basically. Yeah, so guys, you guys had amazing questions. I don't know if you all follow. Do most of you in the room follow us on Instagram as well? For those of you who may or may not know in general, like we do the class first on Instagram live at 10 a.m. Eastern time zone, and now it's 11, it's a little after 11, so it's 11:30. And yeah, basically we do both classes there. I wanted to announce, I almost forgot, geez, because sometimes the audience with YouTube and Instagram can be different, that I forget, because we're going through the same thing twice, but some things I forget. So I really wanted to share this with you guys. So on this Friday and Saturday, there are free hair consultations. I'm going to actually post it in the description here, and I'm going to post that back up again on Instagram and on the community board for Henna Silk here on YouTube, just so you have information. But it's free consult, all capitals is the coupon code for booking a free hair consultation with me this Friday and Saturday. It's a one-time offer. And it's first come, first serve, but it's both online. So you can have a free consultation Friday to Saturday online, or if you're in Columbia, Maryland, you can choose the in-person option. So that is pretty cool. So take advantage of that. If you want to sit down, we need to get more in depth about your hair, take advantage of that free hair consultation. Definitely. Now, some questions. Let me see what kind of questions you guys had. Hey, Janet. You rinse your hair daily, and I use henna instead of the hair disrupt. So you rinse your hair daily. So Janet, do you think that maybe because you're rinsing your hair, what kind of rinse are you doing? You're not washing your hair. You said rinse. So what are you? You think that you're possibly stripping out some of the oils from your hair? Do you use a leave-in? Do you? What I really recommend is definitely after these treatments, you still gotta moisturize, guys. Make sure your hair is wet when you're moisturizing. If your hair likes leave-in conditioners, then use a leave-in conditioner. If not, then you can use a hair oil. But before you do moisturize, you can actually spritz with our rose water. That is super hydrating. Very, very, very hydrating. So your hair is damp, slightly damp, you spritz with some rose water, and then you lock and seal in with your favorite hair oil, which could be argan oil that we sell, which is absolutely amazing for your hair, or a leave-in conditioner that you love to use, that your hair loves. You definitely got to moisturize. Yeah. Awesome, Tanisha, that's great. So you can use henna on average every 4 to 6 weeks. If you're doing a focus of hair color, you can do a root touch-up in between if you happen to have grays and it's growing really fast. But if you want to use like henna masks, we have a new henna mask that's actually only $5 on sale right now for the month of October. Take advantage of that, because normally those are like $12 each. The henna bar mask, again, is only $5, and that is a really good treatment. The henna gloss is great in between. You can use those every 2 to 3 weeks. Any other also non-coloring treatment with a focus of like just deep conditioning can be done every 2 to 3 weeks. And yeah, absolutely, Monique, absolutely. You can add essential oils to your recipes, guys. That's fine. Add essential oils if you want it to smell really nice, lavender, or what else did you say? Rosemary. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, I use a little conditioner and water. But Janet, do you moisturize afterwards? Do you leave anything in your hair, or do you just do conditioner and water and rinse it all out? You may need to definitely use the leave-in. As I recommended, either find out if your hair really likes hair oils, like our argan oil works really well. Or, you know, you can definitely use a leave-in conditioner. Oh, they do make you turn red and itch? Oh, Janet, I'm so sorry to hear. So I know of a few leave-in conditioners that are water-based that might be a better fit for you. I highly recommend Oyen Handmade. They have a product called Hairdo. It works very, very well. And what I love about their brand is that they make everything of all the products. They have a full like manufacturing facility where they make all their own products and put in all their ingredients in it. So try Hairdo. All of you who are looking for a new leave-in conditioner, try Hairdo. Tell them Khadija sent me and try it. The Hairdo, and it's hair, Hair, do is Dew, oyenhandmade.com. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Linda, that's a great question, actually. Yeah, I mean, have you tried like using one of our cleansing co-washes to wash everything out? I mean, of course, the level of how difficult getting henna and indigo out of your hair and any henna, like Ayurvedic hair treatment, depends on how much hair you have. So you definitely got to rinse really well. The cleansing co-washes work amazing at adding back moisture and detangling and really getting all the, you know, the paste out really, really easily. So I recommend that. But definitely if you can pre-wash your hair, ideally it works really well. Clarifying, if you're having difficulty with the color, clarifying with our soap nut hair wash, soap nut shampoo really helps because clarifying opens everything up, and soap nut really is a really good, you know, herb to use to clarify. So I highly recommend it. And if you use red raj alone, this will give you a very classic kind of red tone, just your typical reddish highlight. Grays, you may get an orangey reddish if you have a lot of grays. It depends on how much grays you have. But if you're using henna alone in general, you definitely need to, if you don't want it to be too light, and especially on the grays, you just do a few applications. Sometimes you need 2 to 3 applications to get a really good color as well. Definitely. So as you can see, you guys see the powder, like the difference. They got the powder, and you have the in-between stage, got a little bit darker, and this is actually with it the dye release. Isn't that so neat? Oh, that's so loud. Sorry, guys. Oh, it paused. Oh.
Cancel R2 MG. Cancel R2 MG.
All right, sorry again, guys. It paused again. Jeez, I don't even know what part that, hello. I don't know if I missed any of your questions or anything that, I don't know if did you get to hear everything I said? I hope so. I didn't even know it was paused till I checked that out. But I was just showing you how the in-between phases of indigo, right before it's going to get that dye release, and then how it looks like afterwards. Cool difference, right, in the contrast. I don't know if it paused and you guys saw that or not. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you guys have any other, oh, you heard, great, thank you, Tanisha. And if you guys have any other questions, post them in the comments, give us a call, send us an email. Our website is hennasuk.com, and we're going to be back next week. I'm excited. Next week's class is going to be me doing a clay mask on my face live. It's going to be so neat. Luckily, I have a mirror. And I'm going to do the whole vlogger style where you're like doing the mask and looking at the mirror at the same time. It's going to be neat. We're going to have fun next week. Definitely. So again, I hope I've answered all your questions. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And handmade cosmetics ladies, hey, absolutely. Well, we do have salon collections. So of products in a wholesale account that if you're definitely interested, reach out to us on our website, hennasuk.com, and we'd be more than happy to help you. All right, everyone. So I will see you guys next week. See you on IG, though, sooner than that, though. And I have a few new videos on YouTube to post. So stay tuned. If any of you, again, reminder, if you want a consultation, take advantage of these free consultations for hair that I'm offering on Friday and Saturday, online and also in person, so you have options to choose from. All right, have a great weekend. Yeah, it's only Wednesday though, right? Well, have a good hump day, because it's not the weekend yet, but I feel like it should be, right? Anyhow, have an amazing day. Hump day, and I'm going to be checking out to see what you guys are posting. When you use our products, definitely tag us. Don't forget to tag us and hashtag hennasook, which is HENNASOOQ. All right, I'm heading off because we got to get to this grind. We got lots of orders to fulfill and lots to do. And if you hadn't noticed, we just got Red Raj and Organic Rajasthani back in stock. So take advantage and enjoy. Have an amazing day. Thank you all again, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.